Are you feeling like your book is just so boring? Not happening, not exciting, dreadful, amateur, any of these things? Or are you feeling like you're bored of this process? You don't really want to write a book. This isn't actually what you thought it would be, and you're not so sure if you're going to write it. Or are you feeling, you know what, this is not the right time right now, but I know that next year I'm going to have the right time to write a book. All of these excuses are valid, and I've heard them all a million times before. So, in fact, the latest one I heard from a writer was to say, you know what, I just read a book, Sarah. It's so similar to mine. It's written better. I'm not going to bother. So all of these are just excuses to stop you writing. Of course, your book's not going to be absolutely brilliantly fabulous on your first draft. We've established that up front, and I really want you to put that file back on the shelf and not bring that complaint out again. So yes, it's not. Let's tackle that one. Secondly, there are other and better books. Fantastic. I'm sure there are. There's a book written about almost anything by about 1 million authors, and I've said from the start, there is no story you can tell that hasn't been told already. But what there is a huge reading appetite for adventure. Think about how many books you've read in your life, and even if they're a little bit similar, how they've transported you into a different world for 8 hours, 10 hours, 2 weeks if you're lucky. And that's all you're promising to do. You're not reinventing books. You're not blowing the genre. You're not trying to sell out the bookstores. You're just at this point of your first draft trying to construct a structurally sound story. So really, I need you to take as a writer the pressure off yourself to make anything fantastic. And if it is fantastic when you read it at the end, well, then you've got less work than the others of us who read it and think, this is a disaster. All right. So you're at a point where you've really got to dig deep. This is not the time to bail. This is not the time. And if you haven't started writing yet, get writing. Get writing. You signed up for this course. You were fired up in the beginning. You knew you had a book in you. Nothing's going to push you further or harder than this. Don't tell me you're going to do it again next year. Sarah, restart me next year. Choose now. There is only now. We don't know what's going to happen next year. So you're here. You've got these mails. In the back of your subconscious, there's either guilt or there's excitement. So if there's guilt, I really challenge you to shift that into action, because guilt keeps you in stasis, keeps you not moving. It's just a thought. And writing a book is action. It is a physical action, actually. It is actually the fingers moving on the keyboard. So I want you to move out of this crippling place of worry and thought and your head spinning and am I doing it, am I not doing it, other people are doing it. I want to encourage you to shift into action. It's like when you're wanting to go on a diet or go on an exercise campaign and you're thinking and you're wanting and you're planning and you're sitting on the couch. So this is the time to get off the couch. Get off the couch, open your computer, make a writing schedule. Say to myself, look, I can't write every day in the week. That's too much because I'm working. But on Saturdays I'm doing 5 hours and on Sunday I'm doing 3 hours. And that's how I'm going to tackle it. So that's how books are written. And that's how your book's going to get written. If you haven't had your session with me, please book it now. And let's get this book happening.